This is awesome. This is Canada. Thank God I'm here. Thank God. Thank you. Thank you, Bardish. Thank you. Elbows up. That's right. It's coming. Thank you, Bardish and Brian, for that introduction. It is. Oh, okay. We got a lot to go. I got a lot to go through here. I got a lot to get off my chest. It's been a long day. I'm here. There's so many things I could say about KW. Look, we're heart of advanced manufacturing, the center of Canada's high-tech industry, the educational center, home of the Kitchener Rangers. Up here in the room, 9 incredible Liberal candidates back there, and the people who make Canada strong, you. Now, I got a question. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready to stand up for Canada? Who's ready? Who's ready to help the Liberal Party win the most consequential election in our lifetimes? I feel good. Look. Majority would be more consequential. We need a majority. We need a majority because we need big changes. We need big changes in this country. That's why I put my hand up as when I first went to run for Liberal leaders, because I felt we needed big changes to get our economy back on track and to get all Canadians ahead.
Thank you.
And you know, I'm not a career politician. There are some in this race who've only done that, but I'm not a career. I'm a pragmatist, and so when I see something that's not working, I change it. And in my first week as Prime Minister, that's what we did. We saw that homes are getting too expensive, especially for younger Canadians, to buy them that was starting out. So we cut taxes on them on first-time home buyers. We saw, and this is a big deal here in Waterloo, we saw that the capital gains tax hike was stifling builders and innovators and entrepreneurs, so we got rid of that. We knew that the consumer carbon tax, which looked good on paper, had become too divisive, and we eliminated it on day one. Okay? Now, but we do a lot more. We do a lot more. It's not just cut, slash. This is about building. So we expanded the Liberal dental care plan last week to cover an additional 5 million Canadians aged 18 and 60. You know what struck me about this program? There's almost 20% of Canadians who effectively didn't have dental coverage and couldn't go to a dentist. It's absolutely shocking. It's so shocking that Pierre Poilievre doesn't recognize that this issue exists. He said he's going to cancel it. He's going to take it away. I'll come back. He's not going to take it away. He's not going to take it away if we get a majority, I'll tell you that much. He's going to get... Now, we know we've got some issues with our American neighbors. No longer friends, no longer friends. I know. I'm going to come back to that. And we're going to deal with them in a second. But the first thing we said is, look, what we have to do is reduce our reliance on them, look for new markets. So in my first week, I went to Paris and London to strengthen our trade partnerships with Europe and the UK, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. And we know, because we can't rely on America like we used to, but we have to protect ourselves, we struck a new defense agreement with Australia to reinforce. security with the French and the UK. Look, what we're doing is to be strong here at home. So we are unlocking major infrastructure projects. We are going to build Canada into an energy superpower in both conventional and clean energy. We are going to, I'll tell you, less than a week ago, we got agreement with all the premiers. All the premiers. Now, all the premiers, they only agree on one thing, which is that they hate the federal government. But we got agreement, we got them for the first time to agree on something different, which is we put on the table that we're getting rid of a bunch of duplicative federal regulations. We're going to have a principle of one project, one review. And in exchange, they're going to agree to eliminate all the barriers to trade and labor mobility in this country. Because we need one Canadian economy, not 13. And to put our money where our mouth is, Canada, exactly, to put our money where our mouth is, the federal government committed that we will sweep away all of our impediments by Canada Day, free trade by Canada Day. So in 9 days, between when I was sworn in and when the Governor General accepted to call the election, in those 9 days, we did more than Pierre Poilievre has imagined in all of his decades in politics. And that, in fairness, that's a low bar. Because it's not clear he has an imagination. I'm just saying, most of his lines, it's just mimicking Donald Trump. Mr. President, we took action. And just think of what we could do together if the Liberal Party has a strong, positive mandate from Canadians. And we need your help with that. Now, what we are facing now, though, is the most significant crisis of our lifetimes because of President Trump's unjustified tariffs and his threats to our sovereignty. Today, President Trump, just a few hours ago, announced further tariffs on our auto sector, going against decades and decades and decades of cooperation in that sector since before I was born. That's how long this is. Yeah, he did it on Signal. Yeah, that's good. He did it on Signal. That's right. It's a very effective way of getting the news out there. Put on Signal. We're all watching. So he escalated his attacks, and that's what these tariffs are. They are attacks on Canada, but they are attacks on our workers. They are attacks on our workers. Now, I was clear this morning, and this morning I was in Windsor, and let me be clear again here in KW. We will protect our workers. We will protect our auto industry. President Trump has been claiming that Canada isn't a real country. He wants to break us so he can own us. We will never, ever let that happen. That's right. We will never, ever let that happen. But elbows up. More than just elbows. We're over, and several weeks ago, I think we were still processing this betrayal. I think we're over the shock of this betrayal. But we should never forget the lessons. And there are two, my word. We have to look out for ourselves. And we have to look out for each other. We need We need a united front of workers, of labor, of business, of governments to help us navigate these stormy seas. We need all of us together. My government is committed to put every single dollar that we collect from retaliatory tariffs against the Americans, we're going to put every dollar to protect our workers. Pierre Poilievre is going to take that money and cut taxes, by the way, because that's his response to everything. Now, I can tell in this room something that I know is true. We didn't ask for this fight, but Canadians are always ready when someone else drops the gloves. And in a trade war, just like hockey, we will win. We will win. Yeah. But we don't just want to win this trade war. We want to emerge from this crisis stronger than ever.
We are stronger.
We will be stronger. It's going to hurt a bit, this trade war. Let's be clear. It will hurt a bit. But what we need is positive leadership that ends division and helps build it together. Il faut avoir un plan. We must have a plan that stands up for Canada, a plan that builds a stronger plan, Canada, a plan that does cut your taxes, saving a family of up to $825 a year. But it doesn't start and end with that. It's a plan that builds a stronger and better equipped Canadian military to keep our nation safe. It's a plan that looks to the future and builds a more resilient auto sector while protecting our workers. And it's a plan that draws on values such as those that I grew up with and values I learned at the kitchen table, in the classroom, and on the ice. My parents were teachers, and they stressed, teachers in the room? There we go. They stress the importance of working hard, of supporting our community, and of caring for other people. And my coaches in hockey taught me to be ambitious, but humble. Unique Canadian combination, that. You don't see that in America. Not a lot of humility down south, I have to say. It might be a little humbler in a few years, actually, when you think about it. But those values are Canadian values. Those are the values that I kept close to me when I was managing crises in Canada and around the world. Yeah, and they were values that I remembered when I was building strong economies. And they're values that I'm drawing on to stand up to Donald Trump and help build the strongest economy in the G7. Now, Pierre Poilievre doesn't get any of this, and I've seen this movie before. He is the type of lifelong politician, and you can only be a lifelong politician, right-wing politician, to worship at the altar of the free market, despite never having to make a payroll himself. And he has a reflex to cut and destroy. President Trump's plan is to divide us and conquer us. Pierre Poilievre's plan is to divide and be conquered. This is no time for divisive, angry politics. We are going to win this battle if we are strong. And the Americans are in this situation, they have this anger because they are divided, and that will make them weaker. Nous gagnerons cette bataille si nous sommes unis et forts. Oui. On peut se disputer au sujet de la politique. On peut se disputer à propos d'hockey. C'est un pays libre. Mais quand il s'agit du Canada, nous sommes tous du même côté. Choisissons d'être forts, le Canada fort. Now, it is our strength that the Americans want. They want our resources, they want our water, they want our land, they want our country. They want our maple syrup. Never, never, never. Because Canada is not America. I look at this room. Canada is a mosaic. Look at this room. We're all Canadian. Look at the diversity in this room. Canada is a mosaic. America is a melting pot. In the United States, healthcare is big business. In Canada, it is a right. Aux États-Unis, on ne reconnaît pas les différences. On ne reconnaît pas les peuples autochtones.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey Epstein?
Honnêtement. Il n'y aura. OK. Je veux continuer. Ça marche. Wow. OK. Mon Dieu. Look, give up your. So, this is the. Ça c'est le produit. Ça c'est le produit des politiques de division. Des théories conspiratoires qui circulent dans les coins cachés, qui sont promouvoirs par le Parti conservateur. OK. All right. Je m'excuse, hein? Merci. 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 There's diversity and then there's diversity. That's okay. Mais, free country. Alors, mais aux États-Unis, il n'y aura jamais de droit pour la langue française. Jamais. Les États-Unis ne sont pas le Canada et le Canada n'en fera jamais partie des États-Unis. Jamais. There's a clear message from this room. that Canada never, ever will be part of America in any way, shape, or form. Elbows up, action up. So, now that that's settled, what do we do? What do we do? We're in this situation, not of our own making. What do we do? And in my experience, the most important thing to do, or way to start in a crisis, is to distinguish between what you can change and what you can't. This may not be a big insight, but I don't think we can change Donald Trump. And a person who worships Donald Trump, like Pierre Poilievre, will kneel before him before he stands up to him. His division and negativity won't win a trade war. Negativity won't pay the rent or the mortgage. Negativity won't bring down the price of groceries. Negativity won't make Canada strong. And someone who believes that Canada is broken won't put Canada first. With Pierre Poilievre, everything would be on the table. And don't take my word for it. I'm going to quote Premier Smith, who said, and I quote, I'm just saying, Just saying, it wasn't even on Signal. It was just out there in the domain. I quote, yeah, Pierre Poilievre is in sync with President Trump. Yeah, let's send the guy who's in sync with the president to negotiate. We just let the president write down what he wants. That's not what Canada needs. That's not what Canada wants. He's fired. He's fired. He's fired. Well, one of the reasons he shouldn't get the job is he hasn't filled out all the paperwork. He hasn't done all the yeah. Because for some reason, Pierre Poilievre refuses, for some reason, at this time of crisis, when our nation is threatened, he still refuses, after 927 days and counting, to get his security clearance. I got mine in 3 weeks. Wasn't that tough? Wasn't that tough? So we have a leader of the opposition who is choosing to be willfully blind to the many and growing threats to our country. It's shameful, it's irresponsible, it's disqualified. Pierre Poilievre, c'est la mauvaise personne au pire moment. Alors, nous devons comprendre ce que nous pouvons et devons changer. Nous sommes maîtres chez nous. Oui, absolument. Nous pouvons contrôler notre destin économique avec un plan qui mettra d'argent dans vos poches. Un plan qui assurera que votre gouvernement dépense moins afin que le Canada puisse investir plus. We can control our economic destiny with a plan where the government spends less so Canada can invest more. A plan that makes big polluters pay instead of hardworking Canadians. A plan that builds millions of homes, that builds Canada into an energy superpower. A plan that builds new trade corridors with reliable trading partners who respect their own. A plan that creates one Canadian economy and not 13. That puts more money in your pockets and builds the strongest economy in the G7. Now, I just want to say a few words before I finish about why I am a Liberal, why we are Liberals. We are passionate about building a strong economy.
Are you passionate about
We are passionate about building good, high-paying jobs. Thank you. Sorry about that. April 28th. April 28th. April 28th. We all get a vote. We all get a vote. One vote, April 28th. Get a chance. Hear the story first. Can't win them all. Can't win them all. I'm not gonna. I don't think. There's still time. There's still time. There's still time. We care about a strong economy because we care about the good, higher-paying jobs and the brighter futures it creates for our children. But the reason we as Liberals care about a strong economy goes back to those values of community. Because in Canada, as Canadians, we care about everyone. We know that we're all in this together. And because we're all in this together, as I said, in Canada, healthcare is a right, not a business. Because we're all in this together, we created $10 a day childcare for hardworking families. Because we're all in this together, we created Canada Dental Care Plan for over 8 million Canadians. Because we're all in this together, I'm fighting for a strong economy to invest in the jobs of the future and create a more sustainable world for our children and grandchildren. I'm standing before you today. Very clever, very clever, very clever, very clever, very clever. Sorry about that. Look, this country has given me everything. This country has given me everything. Gave me my family, my education, my values, which include values of tolerance. And I appreciate the tolerance and the generosity of this room for that. Yeah. In return, I'm here ready to give everything to Canada. So I can. Let's send 9 Kitchener, Waterloo, Parry Sound Liberals to Ottawa to join me. Let us all build Canada strong. Thank you. Merci. Vive le Canada.